Our Sticky Love should have had one of the easiest K-drama launches of the summer. Jung Hae-in, a rising female lead. Netflix. Romance, comedy, amnesia, and enough chemistry to keep viewers watching. Instead, one lead entered the drama surrounded by backlash. Then the other became caught in an even bigger controversy. Promotional interviews started disappearing, and suddenly, everyone seemed to be talking about Our Sticky Love for everything except the drama. Because there's one small problem with the idea that Our Sticky Love is somehow doomed. People are watching it. A lot of people. In its debut week, Our Sticky Love pulled approximately 3.2 million views on Netflix. It entered Netflix's global top 10 for non-English television at number 5. So somehow, while controversy has been swirling around both of its stars, this supposedly troubled little romantic comedy has quietly become one of Netflix's most watched non-English shows in the world, which raises a much more interesting question. What happens when the drama is doing everything right, while almost everything surrounding the drama seems to be going wrong? Because Our Sticky Love has had one seriously complicated launch. Trouble actually started before the drama arrived. Jung Hae-in attracted criticism after liking a social media post announcing Kim Soo-hyun's return to advertising. The two actors are known to be friends, and Jung had also continued following Kim Soo-hyun during the controversy surrounding him. For some people, that Instagram like was interpreted as a quiet show of support. Others saw something much simpler: a man liking a post about his friend. But here's the important distinction. Jung Hae-in did not publicly come out and defend the allegations surrounding Kim Soo-hyun. What he did was much smaller. He liked a post. The internet supplied the interpretation. And suddenly, some of that conversation followed Jung Hae-in straight into the promotional period for Our Sticky Love. Still, none of this stopped the drama from launching. And once people actually watched it, something interesting happened. The conversation began moving toward the show itself. The chemistry, the ridiculous fake boyfriend situation, the small-town setting, the mixture of romance, comedy, and mystery. For a moment, Our Sticky Love finally had the chance to simply be Our Sticky Love. And then, just as the drama was finding its audience, Ha-young became the headline. The controversy began after Ha-young spoke publicly about coming from 4 generations of doctors. That family history attracted attention. And eventually, people began looking more closely at her great-grandfather, An Sang-ho. Historical records identified him as having served as a council member of a pro-Japanese organization during Japan's colonial rule of Korea. Ha-young's agency initially denied the allegations. But after checking further, the agency acknowledged that his name did appear in the historical record. Ha-young subsequently released a handwritten apology, saying she had not known about that part of her family's history. Now, this is where I'm going to be careful. Japan's colonial rule remains an enormously painful and sensitive part of Korean history, and I'm certainly not going to use a K-drama video to tell Korean people how they should or shouldn't feel about their own history. But there is a separate question here that people both inside and outside Korea are debating. How much responsibility should someone carry for something their great-grandparent did? And even that question isn't quite as simple as it sounds, because Ha-young didn't randomly wake up one morning and get blamed for an ancestor she'd never mentioned. She had spoken proudly about her family's medical history, and her agency initially denied the allegation before later correcting its position. So there are really 2 conversations happening at once. One about Korea's history, and another about Ha-young's own handling of discovering an uncomfortable part of her family history. Those aren't necessarily the same conversation. But whatever side of that debate you fall on, one thing is undeniable. The controversy didn't stay separate from Our Sticky Love. Promotional interviews involving Ha-young were canceled. A planned joint interview with Jung Hae-in disappeared. And suddenly the publicity surrounding a romantic comedy wasn't about romance or comedy at all. Think about the timing. This drama had barely arrived. It was supposed to be introducing audiences to its characters. Instead, its promotional cycle was now trying to navigate a controversy involving one of the most sensitive periods in Korean history. And this is the part I find fascinating. Because if you only followed the controversies, you could easily assume our sticky love had been completely derailed. Except, the numbers refused to cooperate with that narrative. 3.2 million views. Number 5 globally among Netflix's non-English television shows. And viewers are still discovering it. So perhaps we're watching two completely different versions of our sticky love exist at the same time. Online, controversy. On Netflix, people pressing play. And that's where this stops being only a Ha-Young story. Because hundreds of people worked on Our Sticky Love. Writers, directors, supporting actors, editors, camera crews, costume teams, production staff, marketing teams. People whose names most viewers will never know. Yet a controversy involving one actor can suddenly become attached to the entire production. In this case, both leads arrived with separate controversies. Neither controversy has anything to do with the actual story being told on screen, and yet both became part of the story of the drama itself. That's an uncomfortable reality of star-driven entertainment. The actor isn't the show. But sometimes, the public can't separate the two. But there's another way to look at this. Maybe our sticky love isn't being destroyed by controversy. Maybe it's actually proving something. People can read the headlines, debate the actors, disagree about what happened, and still decide, I want to watch the drama. And maybe that's healthier than the alternative. Because Ha-Young's great-grandfather isn't a character in Our Sticky Love. Jung Hae-in's Instagram activity isn't part of the screenplay. The hundreds of other people who worked on this drama didn't create either controversy. At some point, audiences have to decide whether they can separate the work from everything surrounding the people who made it. And judging by those Netflix numbers, quite a few people apparently can. So no, Our Sticky Love hasn't had the cleanest launch. Its male lead entered the conversation with baggage. Its female lead became engulfed in a far more serious historical controversy. Promotional plans were disrupted, and the headlines surrounding the drama became messier than anyone probably expected. But somewhere underneath all that noise, there's still a K-drama, and millions of people have apparently decided that's the part they're interested in. Maybe Our Sticky Love really can't catch a break. Or maybe it doesn't need one, because despite everything going wrong around it, the drama itself appears to be doing just fine. But I'm curious where you stand. Should audiences separate a drama from controversies involving its actors? And when the controversy involves someone's family history, where should responsibility begin and end? Keep the conversation respectful in the comments. And if you like K-entertainment stories that go deeper than the headline, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.